and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year. I'm super excited to do this video for you guys today because you guys, when I asked you on Instagram what kind of video I should do, vast majority of you guys wanted to see an everyday makeup routine, and that's what this is. And a lot of you guys actually said Q&As too, so I figured I'd mix them in together and we could answer some of the questions you guys submitted on Instagram. But this is my everyday, like legit every single day makeup routine. I do this in 10 minutes normally. Took me a lot longer today because I was talking, and once I get talking, there's no shutting up. I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, be sure you stick around and subscribe because YouTube has unsubscribed to me from a lot of people, and you guys like to be really nice and point it out. So let's just go ahead and begin. Go back to the time I didn't have this on my face. Okay, just a heads up, my lips look really uneven right now because I have a canker sore on the inside of this lip. Oh, I need to rinse my mouth out with salt water. So let's just ignore that like minor thing. I have all of my makeup that I've used in the past like month and a half sprawled out. As you can see, I have a little hormonal acne coming on because my period's gonna start soon, so like that's fun. Sometimes I switch it up. Sometimes I do my eye makeup first. Sometimes I do my face makeup first. There is truly no particular order in my life. So we're going to start with my eyes today. And I'm actually going to take my MAC Painterly paint pot. I've used this thing for probably close to 10 years now, and it's still my favorite thing to this day. Like, I order it when I run out kind of thing. So one of the best parts about my morning routine is that I have eyelash extensions, and that just makes getting ready so much easier. I don't have to mess around with eyeliner or anything like that. Okay, so like let's get into the first question. There's a question that I got and it says, why haven't you been on YouTube? And I figured this would be like the easiest one to kind of start with because I get this question because obviously I don't post as much as I did like a year ago on YouTube. I'm going to take my Lorac palette and I'm going to use Crepe and Snow on my eyelids. I usually do the matte color all over and then I just highlight with the snow color. But if you do anything for, I've been doing YouTube for maybe like 10 years now, 9 years or something like that, it's inevitable that you're gonna get exhausted. You'll see the changes and everything, and some things will be changes for the better, but you'll also see things change for the worse. And so YouTube, when I started, was way different than YouTube today, and I feel like now it's a little bit more welcoming because everyone's just like, I don't know what the frick I'm doing. I'm going to take my Highbrow by Benefit, but I was having this huge dilemma a few months ago where it was like, I'm posting the content that I genuinely want to post, but people aren't responding to it well. I was getting so much hate comments being like, well, you do the same thing all the time. And I'm like, well, that's because I like it. And I don't want to force myself to do something that I don't like because the passion, like I said earlier, isn't as strong as it used to be. And I also don't want to fake it. Faked it for so long, trying to post morning routines and all that stuff, that I'm just freaking over it. It's exhausting. That is why I've been kind of MIA on YouTube. I feel like when I was getting all those hater comments being like, your content sucks nowadays, I was like, well, why would I post on YouTube when the hater comments are so mean? Because people on YouTube are so mean compared to like Instagram, when I could just focus my energy on Instagram. But I really want to focus more on YouTube in this new year. Now I'm going to take my Wander Beauty eye pencil. I'm actually really into Wander Beauty right now. Fill in the spots where my brows are not like on fleek. I mean, you can only take like negativity so long before it like actually starts to get to you. And I've been on YouTube for so long that I should have thick skin, but I was just kind of over it. I was like, why am I gonna post if no one's gonna actually like the stuff I'm posting? That's the tea. Let's get to the part where I'm done with that. This one's a good one. I get these kind of questions all the time. Like, the second you don't hang out with someone, people are like assuming things. And so the question was, are you still friends with Megan Rinks? Here's the tea on that. There is no tea. I think it's okay to just kind of go through the cycles of life. And part of the cycles of life is losing friends that you used to be closer with just by natural causes. It's nothing that happened. It's just that you both aren't like as close as you used to be, and most people don't address those things. Like, if I saw her out today, I would be like, what's up? But I mean, we both live in different cities. She lives in LA, I live in Nashville. I haven't seen her in I don't know how long, but yeah, there's no tea on that. But I figured I would address that situation. Just because you don't see me talking about someone doesn't mean I'm not friends with them. I also get the same question about Marissa. Still friends with her. She actually voice messages me probably weekly. That's the tea. By the way, in case you can't tell, I'm kind of filling in with some brow product. Now I'm going to move on to foundation before I apply my gel, because I usually get like foundation in my eyebrows and I want it to go away. So I'm going to use my favorite foundation. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting foundation. I also have been using the NARS foundation a lot. This is the Radiant Longwear. But yeah, I just apply this to my face. I'm not really good at this multitasking situation. Now I'm going to take the NARS foundation, squirt some on my hand. This is the foundation I use to like blend in my Clinique foundation, if that makes sense. I use an IT Cosmetics Superstar Flawless Foundation brush, and I just apply it to my face. Next question is the dumbest thing you did during college, and I think this is kind of a fun question to answer. So the dumbest thing I did during college was probably get overly drunk at a concert and get carried out. That's probably the dumbest thing I did, honestly. Or like cried over a boy, which I know is like not an exciting answer, but probably the drunk one at Rascal Flatts of all concerts. I went hard and then I got sick. Cute. Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry you don't know about this, but my brother does. The next question I got is, what's your Enneagram or whatever number? And while I'm doing that, I'm going to conceal. I use the Bye Bye Under Eye Foundation or Concealer by IT Cosmetics, and I just touch up with this Tarte Stick Concealer. I've tried Tarte Shape Tape people, but that's just, I need something really moisturizing, and that's what this is. But my Enneagram, is that how it's pronounced, number is, I'm an 8, no, yes, I'm an 8 wing 7. So if that tells you anything about me, I don't really know much about that. Pretty sure that is like the one that's like kind of bitchy, but whatever, if the shoe fits. I don't know if a lot of people know this about me, but I'm very like a very what you see what you get personality. There's no sugarcoating things when your name is Sarah. I'm a Gemini. Now I'm going to take this Wander Matte Stick Foundation. I'm going to put it in between my brows because I always get like redness right around here. But I've actually never met anyone, and I don't mean this in like a I'm so unique kind of way, that is an 8. So if you're an 8, let me know. And what does that really mean? I didn't read too much into it. The next question I got a lot of was, when do you think you'll get engaged? And I got that question a lot. / what kind of engagement ring do you want? Are you nervous? Blah, 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 blah. So you guys want to know the tea about Cody. So Cody and I have officially been dating 2 years now. We've been living together for 1.5 years, which is pretty crazy too. We moved in very quickly, but I feel like when you know, you know. And he was moving to Nashville to make long distance not a thing anymore, and it was like one of those things, like, why wouldn't we live together? Why would we waste money? Because we'd be spending all the time when he was at work, like him off work would be spent with me. That sounds a psycho kind of persona, but I swear he was in for it. I am also touching up my under eye with just some IT Cosmetics powder. Don't want to like jinx it and say this like in a, oh my god, like I really hope it happens in this time kind of thing, because I don't have expectations, but I would assume it would happen sometime in 2019. Yeah, that's just all I've got for you guys, unfortunately. But I do get a lot of questions about like, what kind of ring do you want? All that stuff. Now I'm going to go touch up my under brow area. I want something that looks nothing like anyone else's, which is hard, obviously. Like, I understand that, like, it's a ring and like you can't really have like a very original one, especially with Pinterest and stuff these days. I want something different enough from like the mass majority of people getting engaged, the millennials and stuff. I've always been something that's like a little bit different than everyone, which is annoying. I've been like that since I was a kid. I remember getting my first Vera Bradley backpack and everyone had this one color, which I wanted that one. But deep down, I knew I wanted one that was different, so I got the Americana red one, which no one at my school had, so I thought it was really cool. I'm going to take my Benefit 3D brows, and I'm going to apply this to my eyebrows while I talk about my engagement ring that I don't have or even know if exists. But I want a yellow diamond, I think. Like, I'd be fine with a regular diamond, but I kind of, as I get older, like the idea of a yellow diamond. I want yellow gold. and I want it to look vintage. That's all I've got. I really like the idea of me not personally picking it out and having Cody obviously put his own spin and like whatever on it. So we've never tried on rings or anything like that, but like I said, no shade to people who have. And I know there's like reasoning behind trying things on because you want to see what it looks like. Then the next question I actually got a lot was, are you staying in Nashville? How long do you think you'll be in Nashville? Do you want to buy a house or continue to rent? Recently, I've been into contouring with bronzer. This is the Beach Bronze stuff from Urban Decay. And I just use this little brush from Smashbox. To answer that question is, we really do plan on staying in Nashville for the foreseeable future. Whether that in 5 years is moving again and going somewhere else, but we always want to own property in Nashville, at least while it's worth a lot, especially for it being like such a growing city that it is. So my goal, hopefully in 2019, is to at least get pre-approved for a loan for the mortgage or whatever of a house. Financially, I've been saving up all year for a house, and I've never really talked about that on my channel, at least. But saving for a house has been like really exciting. I love looking at houses. We want to get a house, preferably in East Nashville, that has a separate living space, so it's like detached, and we can rent that out for Airbnb. And I want to make it all cute, so when you guys come to Nashville, you can stay. I'll have tip-top security. I know a lot of people are gonna be like, isn't that kind of creepy? But I feel like it's kind of normal nowadays. Like, financially, it's like a good idea, and also a really fun idea, because I know a lot of you guys come to Nashville and you're always asking me places. And so inside the Airbnb, I'd have a whole book of stuff and recommendations of things to do and where they are and all that stuff. Now I'm going to take this Bobbi Brown highlighter and glow highlighting palette, and I'm going to apply it where your highlighter goes. But that's kind of our plan. I cannot wait to have a house. Having a house is gonna be like the greatest thing ever, even though it's gonna also be very stressful. But I think doing this would be really good for me. Be able to do my own stuff with my own space, because it's kind of hard to when you're renting, because you don't want to damage anything, because that's going to cost you and take away from your security deposit. Our goal is to just invest in properties. Man, I hate being old. This is like the most 25. Oh, by the way, this is a NARS Orgasm Blush. But yeah, we really want to invest in properties, because that's a good way to invest your money, and flip them over to Airbnbs. So realistically, we would love to be able to own a house here in Nashville, and then in the 5-year plan, hopefully, is to also own a smaller property, like a condo or something like that, in Cincinnati, which is where we're both from. Property value is way cheaper there. And then we can Airbnb that one out as well when we're not in town, because we only want it so then whenever we go home, we can actually stay in our space as opposed to staying in our... Now I'm going to take this bronzer by Tarte, and I'm just going to apply it to my face. Is this like not the most adult like conversation I've ever had with you guys, or what? Can't believe I'm talking about investment properties and all that stuff. Like, wow, this thing got really 25-year-old real quick. Don't even get me started on healthcare here in a second, because I'm turning 26 this year, which means I'm off my parents' insurance. I want to go to Vegas for my 26th birthday, because honestly, I feel like this is the birthday that like I've been dreading for so long, because health insurance is so expensive. Worst and best thing about living in Nashville, the worst part is the traffic. Now I'm going to take this all-nighter setting spray. Oh, it feels good. And let that sink in. Best part are the people. It was so easy for me to make friends in Nashville as opposed to LA. People really want to get to know you, which is no shade to LA. I mean, it's easy. There are great people in LA, obviously. Like, I have great friends out there, but it's just so much easier in Nashville. And like the people I've met, whether it be like my friend Hunter Primo, she's got a blog, check it out, or you guys probably know Megan and Liz. They are just some of the most like genuinely nice people, like Mallory Irvin. Just such a good community that we have going on here, and it makes me so happy, and it's making me teary-eyed. I don't know why. Like, chill, Sarah, you don't start your period for another few days. But okay, now moving on to the lip products that I use every single day. I usually use a NARS pencil to line my lips, but I have no idea where that is. It could be in my makeup bag. Let me check one more time. Can't find it, so we're just gonna have to pretend like I lip lined my lips. But usually I use the Vince, I think is how it's pronounced, lip liner by NARS. It's great. And then my favorite lip products that I use daily are either the Marc Jacobs J'adore lipstick. I love this. I've used so much of it already. And I also just love the packaging of Marc Jacobs. Like, it's the most satisfying thing ever. And then I also love the Wander Beauty lipstick duo in Front Row and in Socialite. But the unfortunate thing is one of them fell out. Okay, maybe this one's a little bit darker. Okay, so I'm going to use the Marc Jacobs one. So creamy. Okay, and then I think the last question I'm going to answer is, how did you know your boo thing was the one? And to be completely honest, Cody and I knew very early on that we were like meant for each other. I remember calling my mom when I was living in LA, and I had met him maybe like 2 weeks prior when I was home in Kentucky, and I was talking to her. I was like, dude, I'm talking to this boy, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be like one of the last ones I talk to, because he's like actually a good person. I had a way of choosing terrible men for a very long time, and so I was like, dude, this one's different. And he just never makes me feel, why am I getting teary-eyed again? Oh my god. He never makes me feel inferior. And he always has a way of like looking at situations like, why am I crying right now? This is embarrassing. How can we face this conflict together, and like we'll get through whatever. And so knowing you have that kind of support is just, it's really cool. Oh my god, you're gonna mess up my makeup. That was pretty much it. You guys always ask me how I look glowy or anything like that, and this is literally all I do every single day. This obviously took me way longer than it normally would. It takes me 10 minutes to do my makeup, if that. Normally, I'm very, very quick about it, so I was answering questions, so it took a lot longer than normal. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys are having a happy new year. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Bye!